In 1986, Carmen and Al Snedeker were facing a difficult chapter in their lives. Their teenage son, Philip, had been diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and they needed to move closer to the Yukon Hospital in Connecticut for his aggressive treatments. When they found a spacious, affordable rental home in Southington, it seemed like a stroke of luck. But the house held a dark secret, one that would slowly unravel into one of the most terrifying hauntings ever reported in America. Shortly after moving in, Carmen began to notice strange details about the house. In the basement, she discovered unused mortuary tools, blood drains, and coffin lifts. They learned the house had once been a funeral home. Though unnerving, the family tried to push it out of their minds. They focused on Philip's treatments and maintaining a sense of normalcy, but that quickly became impossible. Within days, Philip began behaving erratically. He claimed he could hear whispers, see shadowy figures moving through the walls, and feel icy hands grip him at night. His personality shifted. He became withdrawn, angry, and paranoid. Then he began speaking in voices that weren't his. One night, he described detailed images of corpses, burial rites, and the names of people he had never met. Carmen and Al worried his mental health was collapsing under the pressure of his illness, but the strange occurrences didn't stop with him. The younger children in the house began reporting terrifying visions. Objects moved on their own, crucifixes spun on the walls, lights flickered uncontrollably, and rooms filled with sudden, bone-chilling cold. Carmen herself witnessed the impossible. She saw apparitions, smelled rotting flesh, and felt unseen hands push her when no one was around. One night, while passing a hallway mirror, she caught sight of a man standing behind her, pale, dressed in black, his eyes empty. When she turned, no one was there. Things grew worse. Philip began sleepwalking and speaking Latin in his sleep. The family found writing scratched into walls, symbols they didn't recognize. They started sleeping together in the living room, too afraid to be alone. Carmen, desperate and terrified, turned to professionals. After local clergy offered little help, she reached out to famed paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, the couple known for cases like Amityville and Annabelle. When the Warrens entered the house, they were shaken. Lorraine reported seeing multiple spirits lingering in the basement, not just the dead, but something darker. Ed declared that the funeral home had been used for necromantic rituals, and that the house had become a gateway for malevolent entities. The Warrens believed these spirits had latched onto Philip, using his vulnerability as a conduit. They performed a cleansing ritual, and for a time, the activity seemed to subside. But on the final night, the house erupted. Doors slammed shut. Black mist filled the air. A shrieking wind burst through the home, lifting objects and shaking the walls. The family huddled together, praying, as Lorraine performed the final prayer. And then, just as suddenly, silence. The house grew still. The air felt clean for the first time in months. Shortly after, the Snedekers moved out. Philip recovered from cancer, but the family remained forever changed by what they endured. The house still stands today in Southington, Connecticut. Its current residents have reported no unusual activity. Some claim the story was exaggerated, a publicity stunt driven by media and publishers. Even the author hired to write the family's account later suggested the details were inconsistent. But Carmen never wavered. She insists everything happened exactly as she described. Whether a true haunting, a psychological collapse, or something in between, the haunting in Connecticut remains one of the most infamous and disturbing supernatural cases in modern history.